Okay, so here is a little more complicated region. Okay? Got the curve y equals x squared, which I hope we know is an upward parabola, and y equals the square root of 8x, or in more simplified form, 2 times the square root of 2x, but we're going to leave it this way. Okay? And we should understand that this is actually a parabola laid on its side, so it's going to have a curvature like this. Okay, depending how well we understand our basic functions. So we make the same picture we did before. Okay, we just pick any old x. Let's just put x here. And then above and below, well, the only place we encounter this region is above this x. So I come up to here and I've got this orange region that lies within the region bounded by these two curves. Okay? Or this orange line. It's not an orange region, it's just a line. Of course, yeah. Depends how you define a region. Okay, anyhow, there's your line. Well, what's the x value, or what's the y value here? What's the y value here? What are the limits in the y value? Well, what's the y value here? Well, y equals x squared is this one. Square root of 8x is this one. Y equals x squared, right? So if your x coordinate here is x, your y coordinate has to be x squared, doesn't it? So, and what's your y coordinate up here? Yeah. So if I know these two functions, this is actually easier than the problem we just did where we had to find this function or use a geometric argument, right? Even though straight lines are inherently simpler, we had to do more work for that straight line. Okay? So your region is what? Well, x values can go from 0 to 2. Okay? And y values go from, well, it can't be less than x squared, and they can't be greater than the square root of 8x. Okay? So that's it. So that was actually pretty easy. Except now we're going to turn it around and look at it from y, so we make sure we understand how to do that. So we take the same region, and we have it, and we pick a y value. So we're going to pick any old y value. That's a perfectly good one there, right? And now, for that y value, what points on the two graphs have that y value? So what are the x limits? Here, so, go ahead and think about it. Just going to write it down. So I'm posing a question for given y, what are the limits of the x values within the region? You see?
So it would be x equals the square root of y and y squared over 8.
Yeah. You just solve each of these for x, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Of course, y equals x squared when x equals plus or minus the square root of y. But we're not going to be worried about a negative square root of y because none of our graphs go below the x-axis, okay? And y equals the square root of 8x, easily solve, square both sides and divide by 8, when x equals y squared over 8. Okay? So that orange line goes from x value square root of y to x equals y squared over 8. And our region is, well, y can be anywhere from 0 to 4. We have values within we have points within the region for y coordinates anywhere from 0 to 4, but nowhere else. And then for a given value of y, the square root of y is less than or equal to x, less than or equal to y squared over 8.